Now, before we start our Pilates movements, we do need to think about mobilisation. We call this isolation before integration, and basically that means we pay attention to each part of our body mechanics, the joints, the muscles, and so that we can see how well they're working for us, where the tightnesses are, where the imbalances are, before we launch into the larger, more encompassing movements, if you like. So we're going to start with the upper body. Now, if you bring the feet together, ankles hip width distance apart, make sure the ankles are nice and stable and you're not rocking and rolling through the feet at all. Soften the knees, engage your core as we've worked on earlier. Remember where the breathing is in the chest, upper back and rib cage, or thoracic breathing, and stand tall with the ears over the shoulders. So we need to think about our shoulders circumducting. So we're going to take them forward and back. So we're now drawing circles with the shoulders. Now this is an area where a lot of people might feel quite tight. So we have to make sure that we don't force the movement in any way, but that we're smoothly flowing into those circles. If you do feel tightnesses, perhaps you might just want to make the movements a little smaller. And now the other way. Shoulder girdle, circumduction. Try and make circles rather than sausages or oblongs, as we want to really recreate the movement pattern quite efficiently. A couple more. Now you'll notice I'm doing about 6 or 7 repetitions. You could do more if you like. Now we're going to drift the shoulders up and ease them down. Now once again, we're not looking for sharp movement. This is not a shrug, it's an elevation and deflation. Don't forget that core connection. If you're okay with that, squeeze in that muscle around your centre, underneath you, so that you're creating that giant pair of rather too tight pants feeling that we've begun to know and love in Pilates. And now release down. Then I want you to take the hands on the shoulders and we're going to draw our circles from the elbows, keeping the hands on the shoulders to make sure they stay down. And you'll feel now that this circumduction is a little bigger, so you're working a little deeper into the shoulder girdle. Shoulder blades are gently gliding together and the chest is opening and closing alternately. And now we're going to reverse that movement. Obviously, if you do have tightnesses here, please feel free to do more repetitions, probably not less, because you do need to prepare. And this is a way of getting to know where those tightnesses and imbalances might be and respecting them and hopefully improving them over time. And release down. Okay, now we're going to take a step to the right. We're going to soften the knees, feet forward, balance through those ankles again, squeeze in the core, remember where the breathing is. And now we're going to drift those hands up underneath the chin, keeping the back of the neck long, keeping the shoulders down. Squeeze in your core, breathe in and ease to the left. Or that might be to your right. And center, breathing in and to the other side. Now this is lateral movement of the spine. So we are just discovering how well our spine is moving from side to side. Now never do we want to force this, because part of this movement is to open out here in the rib cage, as well as to work underneath in the waist as you ease to the side. So we don't want to force it, we want to think of a diagonal elongation to the side if possible. Remember that core connection. Okay, if you wanted to add the arm, you could add the arm by taking the arm up and elongating a little further if you feel it's appropriate to do so. But once again, Pilates is flowing, controlled movement that we never want to force, because that's just going to add to the tension. And don't forget, you might do lots and lots of exercise, but have a fair amount of tightnesses. And release. Okay, from here what we're going to do is take the right arm and we're going to circle across the body. So this is a bit like a propeller on an aeroplane. And I want you to really think about release. All right, so you're not drawing really tight circles, you're just releasing, releasing, releasing. Squeezing in the core, Breathing into that chest and rib cage. Breathe in and out. And now reverse the circling. Think about the back of the neck staying long. It is an area that often does forward a bit, so we need to make sure it stays in place. And now the other arm, breathing in. Equally make sure that the head doesn't push back. So chin in alignment to the floor, of course. And a couple more. And reverse. And now, in and out. And the other way. The idea is to release if you can. Make the movements a little quicker over time, fine, but obviously you don't want to take off and try not to overdo it. Just release and take the arms down by your side.